Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the biggest names in boxing today, just dropped a bombshell that could shake the sport to its core. He's not talking about his next fight. No, this is bigger.
After next year, I'm out of it.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
Davis has made it clear he's thinking about calling it quits, walking away from the ring and leaving his gloves behind. But why now?
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I
Yeah.
think that guy is so unusual.
Yeah.
His style so unusual and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped him. But he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings and
Yeah.
he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's
Right.
so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got
Right.
massive confidence in that.
I just loved, as a person who really enjoyed technique, I like watching someone who's exceptional at it. I always admired guys who were able to find the shortest path connecting with a shot, where it's just the technique is so dialed in.
It's not just about the fights, it's about frustration. Tank's frustration with the business of boxing, the politics of belts, and a brewing tension with PBC and Al Heyman, the powerhouse behind his career. Imagine this. The man who headlined some of the biggest pay-per-view events in recent years is ready to leave it all behind. And with rumors swirling about strained relationships and a desire to focus on life beyond boxing, Davis's threat to retire feels more real than ever. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Gervonta. If he goes, it's not just his career on the line. It's the future of PBC's biggest events. Who will fill the void left by one of boxing's brightest stars? Stay with us, because we're about to break down the drama, the stakes, and what this shocking decision could mean for the sport we love. Gervonta Davis isn't just any fighter, he's a knockout artist, a pay-per-view star, and one of the biggest draws in the sport today. But when the man known as Tank says he's ready to walk away, people pay attention. And recently, Davis hasn't been shy about voicing his frustrations. "I'm fed up with it," he said in a candid moment. "I don't care about belts. I don't care about none of that." That's not the kind of thing you expect to hear from someone who's spent years chasing greatness in the ring. But for Davis, it's clear. His love for the sport is being overshadowed by the politics behind the scenes. And then there's the elephant in the room, his relationship with PBC and its founder, Al Heyman. PBC landed a groundbreaking deal with Amazon Prime this year, securing a platform for their biggest events. A deal like that could have cemented Davis as the face of boxing for years to come. But instead of celebrating, Tank seems ready to throw in the towel. So what's the problem? Could it be creative differences, contractual disputes, or is it something deeper, a growing disillusionment with the business side of boxing? Whatever it is, Davis isn't pulling punches outside the ring, and his words have left fans and insiders alike questioning the future. And let's not forget, this isn't just about Davis's career. His departure would leave a massive void for PBC at a time when they're banking on him to deliver blockbuster fights. Can PBC afford to lose its brightest star? Or will this be the start of a messy public breakup that rocks the sport to its core? Here's the real question. Is Tank serious about retirement, or is this all part of a bigger play? Think about it. This isn't the first time a superstar athlete has used the threat of retirement to shake things up. Could Tank be leveraging his status to gain more control over his career? Or is this truly the end of the road for one of boxing's most electrifying fighters? And if he does step away, what happens to those dream matchups? The battles with Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis that fans have been dying to see? Do they go up in smoke? One thing's for sure. This isn't just about one man's career anymore. It's about legacy, leverage, and the future of boxing itself. And with every word Tank says, the stakes only get higher. So, what happens if Gervonta Davis does walk away? The impact would be felt far and wide. A clash between Tank and Shakur would have been a masterclass in skill and power, an event guaranteed to electrify the sport. Then there's Keyshawn Davis, another rising star whose name has been whispered in the same breath as Tank's. These aren't just fights, they're moments that could cement Tank's place among the all-time greats. But Davis seems less interested in legacy right now and more focused on life outside the ring. He's talked about prioritizing his family, building a real estate empire, and stepping away from the chaos of the boxing world. It's a bold move, especially for someone at the peak of their career. Let's not forget what this means for PBC. With a new multi-year deal with Amazon Prime, they're betting big on stars like Gervonta to headline massive events. But if Tank walks, who steps up? Does PBC have another fighter who can deliver the same level of excitement, ticket sales, and pay-per-view numbers? Not right now. For Davis, retirement might mean peace of mind, but for the boxing world, it leaves a gaping hole that's nearly impossible to fill. Fans are already wondering, if this is the end, will Tank leave the sport on his terms, or will unfinished business haunt his legacy? This is where things get complicated. Tank isn't just another fighter. He's one of the faces of modern boxing. His electrifying knockouts, ability to draw massive crowds, and sheer star power have made him almost irreplaceable. But now, the entire sport faces a daunting question. What happens when a fighter like Davis decides he's had enough? For Al Heyman and PBC, the timing couldn't be worse. Their deal with Amazon Prime was supposed to usher in a new golden age for boxing, with Tank leading the charge. But without him, who takes the reins? There's no clear successor with the same explosive appeal or proven track record. And it's not just PBC. The boxing ecosystem relies on fighters like Tank to keep fans engaged and excited. If Davis walks, it could trigger a ripple effect, with promoters scrambling to fill the void and fans left disappointed. Stepping away now might save Tank from the politics and grind of the sport, but it also means leaving behind fights that could define his legacy. Fights that fans will always wonder about. Fights that might haunt his career like unanswered questions. Is this a strategic move to regain control over his career? Or is Davis truly ready to leave the sport he once dominated? The clock is ticking, and every decision he makes now could change the future of boxing forever. Gervonta stands at a crossroads. A fighter at the height of his powers, facing the ultimate decision. Walk away now and leave fans wondering? Or stay in the game, fight through the frustrations, and cement a legacy that few could rival? If Tank does retire, he'll leave as one of the most electrifying fighters of his generation. His record speaks for itself, but legacy is more than just wins and knockouts. It's about the moments, those legendary battles that live forever in the hearts of fans. And right now, there's still unfinished business. As for boxing, the sport will move on. It always does. But losing a star like Tank Davis would be a blow that's hard to recover from. The fans, the promoters, and even his rivals all know the truth. Gervonta Davis isn't just a fighter. He's an icon, a game changer, and a force of nature in the ring. So what will it be, Tank? Retirement and peace? Or one last run to prove you're the king of the ring? Either way, the story isn't over yet, and we'll all be watching every step of the way.